Welcome back, everyone. Today I wanted to discuss watering your food forest style garden. It differs from a traditional style garden in the way that, many traditional gardens are going to be rows of crops. They're going to be evenly spaced. It's going to make it quite easy to run irrigation systems, run some drip watering. Whereas when you have a food forest design, you have these multiple layers, these multiple levels, all different heights. You have plants kind of randomly over here and over there. It can make it really hard to lay out a system where you can get everything watered without too much time investment, too much hassle. And I've come up with a few different techniques I want to share with you guys today, some of which I've discussed in previous videos, but I really do feel this can be really helpful to some of you folks out there who are just getting into maybe designing your food forest garden. You're finding yourself spending too much time watering. And one thing about that I will mention is that spending time hand watering your garden is actually time well spent in most cases, because you're able to really examine each area of your garden, each plant. You can tell right off the bat if you've got some sort of a disease issue or a pest problem starting to develop. You can nip it in the bud. But once we reach about mid-June here in California especially, it gets so dang hot and we are not going to be seeing rain for months to come. And the ground starts cracking here where I'm located. And so I've got a system where I set up these sprinkler systems that I put together with these rainforest waterhead sprinklers. So let me show you how that works. Are you enjoying that nice cool mist over there?
Absolutely, honey. Absolutely. I have to drink. Hey, baby.
That's the cool thing about this sprinkler, is that it's nice also for just kind of chilling out, cooling the ambient temperature. It does a good job at that. It puts out a nice fine mist, and the driplets or droplets are nice light droplets, very similar to natural rain. And I wanted to highlight the sprinkler and talk about it in today's video. I've mentioned it in previous videos, but it's one of those pertinent pieces of information I feel that other people could greatly benefit from. It's been time saver for sure in my garden. Really covers a large area. So especially in a food forest design, this is nice because it gets that water nice and high above your trees and comes down like a natural rain. And it really doesn't use all that much water. I can't remember off the top of my head how many gallons per hour it uses, but it's less than a typical sprinkler by far. And you can see here, I hope you can see in the camera how far it can go. I mean, it's a good 15 feet. It's dropping onto this hugelkultur over here. It's hitting the fruit trees over here. Just does a wonderful job. So they're really easy to put together. I'll do a close-up on one that's not operating at the moment so you can see how I put them together. Now this is just some 1/2-inch PVC pipe, and then towards the top here we got a coupling on one end. It's just a fitted coupling that you would glue to the PVC. On the other end there's a thread that will accept the 1/2-inch threading on this here spinning sprinkler head, which you can get on Amazon. That's where I picked these up. I'll throw a link below if you want to check that out. And then at the bottom here we just have a 90-degree elbow, and one side is 1/2-inch that'll slip right on. You can glue that up. Then on the other side of this elbow we have a 3/4-inch opening for a slip fitting that has a hose connector on there. So this here will thread into any standard hose. That brass you see sticking out is just a quick connector for my hose. That's a whole nother situation there, but that makes quick work out of snapping your hose on and off. And then I just have this on a 3-foot little T-post here that I can stick into the ground anywhere I want. Now the cool thing about this is you can make these sprinklers any size you want. You could shorten it up, you can make it longer. But this works really great, and if you make a bunch of them in bulk, you can buy all your materials at once. They really are quite affordable. And here we've got a prefab store-bought design. Comes on this tripod here, so you can adjust this up and down, which I don't know why you'd want it too low here, but that adjusts. And you got your hose connector here, and you also got these spikes on the bottom that help it stick into the ground, stay in place. That's nice. This is what I started out with. My only complaint, I don't know if it was just a flaw in this particular one, but I do get some leakage here. Even though I changed the gasket, the rubber gasket inside, I still do get some leakage there. It's not a big deal. I still like to use this. It's just a quick and easy way to get up and running really quick. Anyway, you could set up 4 or 5 of these in strategic locations throughout your garden and cover about 90% of the area. You can put it on a timer as well, and trust me, you'll be happy you did. This is something that I've been doing now for years. It works very, very well. I do like the fact that the way the water does fall is reminiscent of a natural rain event. And it really does cool the area around wherever you're sprinkling as well. Because of that mist, it brings the temperature down. So on a really hot day, although they say not to water in the heat of the day, I might start watering a little bit early, like around 4 or 5 o'clock, instead of waiting until later in the evening, just because I'm going to actually cool down the ambient temperature because of the mist that comes off of these sprinkler heads. So that's been working out good. Now there still are some areas around the edges of the garden where sometimes these overhead sprinklers might not reach, and so I just go back to, manual watering. Sometimes I'll just set up my smaller sprinkler head towards the base of some of the fruit trees and get them that way. But I just found this to be an amazing time saver, so I really wanted to share it with you guys. While we're out here, take a look at the plum cot tree, loaded with ripe fruits. I've already been harvesting off this pretty hardcore. This tree here has been an amazing producer. I really do recommend it. Again, the plum cot, and this is a Dave Wilson Nursery plum cot tree. Next door we got the Santa Rosa plum. Not doing too bad considering the pest damage that we ended up having earlier this year. Still a little bit hard, but we got some nice sized plums developing over here. You can see here I've been going around doing a bit of chop and drop, taking some of the expired plants down and just kind of throwing them in the pathways. Since I don't have a lot of wood chip buildup, this is helping the soil to stay moist. I don't mind walking on it. I'm gonna allow this stuff to kind of break down and add to the soil profile. We're still getting apriums. Every day there's at least 1 or 2 on the ground. And check out the jujube trees, towering now at around 12 feet. Really beautiful tree. And by the looks of it, all these flowers here, we should have a good harvest this year. So the wife and I were out here last night. We were enjoying the evening. She pulled some harvest and made a wonderful veggie style dinner for herself. And I am still sticking to the raw. I had myself a whole bunch of grapes for dinner. So anyway, most of these vegetables can be eaten raw, like the zucchini, the squashes. They can be made into pasta style noodles. That's one of my favorite ways to consume. Cut them into chips. You can have yourself a hummus or tahini style dip. So I'm really enjoying this transition to the healthier lifestyle. I'm feeling great at the moment. I'm going to keep sharing with you guys the progress on that. Anyway, everyone, that's going to wrap up today's video. I sure do appreciate you tuning in. Hope everyone's having a great day, and get out in the garden if you haven't. Try to get one thing done a day. By now you're probably getting at least one harvest done a day, let's hope. And so with that, I think I'll leave this video off with a little bit more footage from last night. Until next time, this is Dan from amzn.to. Take care. I'll be talking to you again soon. How's the harvest going, sweetie?
Good.
What'd you get tonight?
Eggplant, flower squash, zucchini, wild amaranth, and then fruits, aprium.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this one.
So what are you going to do with your ingredients?
Saute.
Are you going to do them all together?
No, this one I have to steam and I put it on the top. But all of this I have to saute.
So you're going to cook all the veg
Yeah,
tonight?
I have to saute. I think we have a egg over there. So I want to get the egg.